Oder? Ja. Na, zuhören. Ich bin nicht des Englischen so hartmächtig, dass ich dem Geräuschen noch englische Sprache so gut verstehe, dass ich weiß, was dort. Der Anführer hat viele Augen so um die Zähne.
Seems he had a few extra to spare for the tumbleweeds.
Er sagt, er ist nicht stark genug. Wo ist er am stärksten? Weiter weg oder nah dran? Hm, nah dran. Aber Lautstärke. Lautstärke. Laut ist viel. Ist so meine Logik gewesen, aber gut, ich versuch's mit Logik in einem komplett abgedrehten Spiel. Es ist mein Fehler. Mm,
I see. What else?
tja, ich habe eine Visitenkarte.
Oh, let's see.
Ja, nicht bei dem Spiel. Also das hätte ich mir eigentlich schon bei Kapitel 1 abschnallen können. Sicher, sie ist im Rucksack.
Balkan tours.
Kennst du
Not
sie?
directly, no. But I've heard about them. From a guy in Istanbul I met. He had made it through to Europe, but then had come back to get his family. But that's another story.
Guckst
He had
du
come
so hin?
across this Balkan tours on his way back from Serbia.
Apropos
He warned
Rückweg,
everyone about
Rücksitz.
them who would listen. Apparently, they had a charitable program to help refugees, promising to help them. But no one who accepted their help was ever seen from again. People just disappeared. And it wasn't just people in the refugee community either. Tourists too. They were strange stories.
Mhm, Strange Stories. Mhm. Was ist das für Geräusche, ey? Welche Art von Geschichten?
I only heard bits and pieces. Nothing very clear. Mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. People losing their minds and never coming back.
Der Mann mit Spiegelaugen. Ach, da war ja auch noch was.
Yes. People who were heading from Turkey into Croatia and Serbia were being warned about it. Watch out for mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. Rooms full of ice.
Ich muss was tun, um mir zu helfen.
Well, my friend, I think right now the best thing you can do is run for safety. They probably have a good beat on your location, assuming the tumbleweeds were on their payroll. Make no mistake, these guys are dangerous.
Oh, was kann schon passieren?
Well, we've all been in a dream. We've wanted to wake up from, but couldn't, right?
Mhm.
Let's just say there are people who thrive on that fear and have ways of keeping you from waking up.
1, 2. Eddie kommt vorbei.
Exactly. What did you do to these guys anyway? Why you?
Sie sind in der Kiste her. Was dröhnt denn hier permanent? Als ob. Aber ich kann mich nicht weiter umdrehen.
Right. Where did you get the box?
Meine Freundin hat sie mir gegeben.
They must be worried about what's inside. Worried it will expose them. All the things they've done. To her and to all the other people they've hurt.
Also was steht auf dem Plan? Wo gehen wir hin?
I wish I knew. Even if I make it to my destination, I'm still not home. That's what it means to be an exile.
Ich glaube, der weiß nicht, wo wir hinfahren, oder? Wollen wir fragen.
My niece, Nadia, used to ask me that question all the time. Where are you going, uncle?
Sind
She
wir
was
bald
the
da?
only young person who knew I was leaving. Imagine, she knew when my father didn't. I was always mad at my sister for telling her. She would ask me that when I was putting her to bed.
Was hast du ihr gesagt?
The only thing you can tell when a person that young ask you a question like that at bedtime. I told her the truth. Not the truth, but the truth wrapped in the blanket of a story. There's a place where the river Tigris runs through Baghdad. A place called the Two-Story Bridge. When I was a kid, I would go fishing there and look out at the water and wonder where it all led. As a child, I was told that the farthest place on the earth from Baghdad is a place called Fiji. I would train my eyes on the horizon and imagine that all the water led there, to the point where the sky met the earth. To my child's mind, Fiji was the place where the sky touches the earth. These people of Fiji, they must be very tolerant people to live in such a place where one has to stoop over at all times and can never stand up straight. Eventually, they resolved to leave and find a new home, where the sky was farther from the earth, where the pandanus tree can grow high enough to be woven. So, they left this land right under the sky, leaving behind those people so old and bent that they no longer cared to stand up straight. The other Fijians gradually moved away from the edge of the world, and the sky got a little higher, and then they found a marvelous place. It was fertile and lush, with excellent weather, an orange tree for every backyard. But there was one problem: earthquakes. Terrible earthquakes, as frequent as rains during the springtime in this country. All because the sky was still close to the earth. When there's thunder, it echoes off the roof of the sky and causes the ground to break. But the Fijians adjusted. They built their entire civilization out of rubber. Rubber houses with rubber beds that would sway during the quakes, with rubber restraints that would hold the sleeping Fijians tight while they dreamed. But Nadia didn't want a bedtime story about that. She wanted a story about good and evil, the kind of story children like. So I changed it for her to be about a Fijian princess called Nadia, who finds the source of all the earthquakes.
Was passiert in der Märchenversion?
So, Nadia finds a dragon hiding under the earth. A dragon with a splinter in its toe, whose terrible roaring causes the earth to break. Nadia slays the dragon and saves the people by uttering a magic spell.
Zauberspruch.
Gonothi se auton.
Was sagt sie?
Gonothi se auton. It's actually Greek. Rolls right off the tongue, no?
In der vorherigen Geschichte war doch irgendwie die Sprache von dem Zauberspruch, den man nicht kennt.
Okay, that was interesting. Can you say that again? All the mirror eyes closed.
Ich weiß zwar nicht, von was du redest, aber laut Wörn? Bei dem ging es auch schon um den Zauberspruch.
Seems like it. And look, that's not the spell's only power. The card. There's a phone number on it now.
Sechs, 2, 7, 4. Dafür ist es... Nee, das ist noch da. Okay.
Do you know what this means?
Ich kann
I
anrufen.
think you're ready to make a certain phone call.
Oh Gott, ob ich das will?
Ready to put your spell to use?
Okay.
Good. Do you have a phone?
Ja. Ja, es ist meins.
Even better. So, here's the plan. You call them and tell them you want to sign up for a tour.
An einer Tour? Was für eine Tour?
Doesn't matter. A tour of the Badlands, whatever. Just something to get close enough to them, to find out what's going on. Here's the thing. If they act like they're taking you on a tour, everything is good. But if they've figured you out, they'll try to distract you while they kidnap you. Take it from me. They tell you someone you care about is in danger, but don't believe it. If everything's fine, then everything's fine. But if someone you know is in danger, it's a trap. Get out of there. Are you ready?
Okay.
Dial the number.
Ich hab schon ein bisschen Angst.
Yeah.
Spricht dabei Kantors?
Yep. What can I help you with?
Ich möchte gerne eine Tour mitmachen.
That's a big park. You near the Argus gas station on Route 90?
Ja.
Alright. I'll pick you up in an hour.
Soll ich nicht lieber zu Ihnen kommen?
You don't have a car, do you?
Woher wissen Sie das?
Just guess from your voice. So, see you in an hour.
Von meiner Stimme? Okay, wo genau treffen wir uns?
Don't worry about that.
Ja, finden Sie.
I'll be waiting for you once you land.
Landung?
So, it worked then?
Schön, schwer zu sagen.
I think you'll be fine. Just keep the spell close at hand.
Du,
And remember, if they start telling you someone close had been hurt, it's a trap.
warum verschwindest du?
It's a few minutes before 3:30 in Istanbul. There's another raft waiting. Another try.
Aber irgendjemand muss doch das Auto fahren, Jung. Nein, nein.
Don't worry, my friend. You have allies all along this road, even in the cars of enemies. I've left something for you.
Ja, ein leeres Auto. Was hast du mir... Oh Gott. Ja gut, lesen wir erstmal einen
Hey,
Brief.
sorry I haven't written in a while.
Okay, ich glaube, das ist jetzt die letzte Fahrt. Oh Gott, wie soll sich das alles aufklären? Diese ganze abgefahrene, schräge Geschichte. Boah, Alter.
Hey, sorry I haven't written in a while. It took me all morning just to figure out where to buy stamps here. So, I'm sending you something from my trip, like I promised. Last week, I was at yet another barbecue. People here really enjoy their pork chops, let me tell you. There was this old-timer there, the host's father. He was talking about inflation during the war years. He ran upstairs to get something he was excited to show me. He comes back down with a 50 billion dinar bill. He starts talking about, at the time they printed it, inflation was so bad that in the morning it could buy one sandwich. By lunchtime, it could buy half a sandwich. It's a beautiful piece of printing, don't you think? All these O's lined up next to each other.
10-0.
Anyway, keep it tucked away for safekeeping. The big piece of news on my end is that yesterday, I finally tackled my fear of heights. Your humble correspondent from the Balkans went hang gliding. Yes, me. Hard to believe, I know. I wasn't gonna do it,